Welcome back to Internet Girls.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, we are in the swing of things now. I feel it, don't you?
I totally feel it. I feel like now we can just talk as if we're just on the phone together and everyone can just listen to us. And maybe it's boring, maybe it's fun. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and it's great because we're really funny, right?
Yeah. Like, really funny.
No, no, I was actually talking to someone about this the other day because I actually don't think that I'm a funny person. Like, would you describe me as I wouldn't describe myself as like a funny person, you know? Like, I don't think I'm funny,
um,
you know?
I think it's fun to laugh at you.
Yeah.
Just like I feel like you don't tell jokes, but you do funny things and I'm laughing at you, not really with you.
Yeah, like I'm not a jokester. I'm not like if you invite me out to dinner, I'm not like slinging them. You know, I'm not a wet rag. I will add stuff to the conversation,
Mhm.
and I'm very outgoing, but I'm not like gonna be like cracking you up necessarily. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you crack me up. Or maybe it's me that cracks us up.
No, you're funny. I think you're funny. And but you know what's funny is I just got back from Paris and
Harry.
Paris and France and all of that. And I was so delirious. Have you ever been so delirious that you're just like a different like your personality because you're so tired?
Oh, yeah.
Because we had been up for like jet lag. You know, we stayed up, like we fought through the jet lag one day. And then that night I went to sleep and I got like probably 5 hours of sleep. The
Oof.
next day I didn't get any sleep because we were like going to Bordeaux and hopping on a train and literally no sleep. You know that like
No sleep.
yeah.
No.
But
Another club. Another club.
yeah, Vegas. Yeah. No, however that goes. But no sleep, literally, because we had 4 hours and before we had to go to Bordeaux. And so
Mhm.
I literally like because we had to go back to the hotel, pack our stuff, and we had 4 hours, and I just like the jet lag, and I don't know how someone could be as tired as I was and like not sleep, but I did
Yeah.
it. And we were biking through like wine country for 8 hours
Oh
and,
my God.
and drinking wine, which normally sounds like my
Yeah,
perfect.
so fun, but also this sounds like hell.
Yeah, like normally like the perfect day ever, but like imagine you hadn't barely slept the night before or didn't sleep the night before and the night before that. I
Mm-mm.
was so tired that my personality I was a different person, and this version of Tori was hilarious. I made everyone laugh. Everyone, you would have thought like all those people that were on that tour with us, they think that I'm like that person in the room that like cracks everyone up. And
No, I love that.
Matt was like, "What the hell is going on?"
You're like stand-up comedian in France.
For real. It's like I'm really
No, for real. I feel like depending on sleep levels and also depending on who I'm talking to, I'm like a chameleon. Like I'm different with
yeah.
everyone. Some people I am so funny around that I leave our conversation and I'm like, wow, should I become a comedian? And then other people I have nothing funny to say and I'm like, okay, those people are I think it's their fault. Like I'm funny. They're not vibing with me.
Yeah. No, it's their energy that aren't allowing the space for you to bring out your
Exactly.
funniness. Yeah.
Is that a thing? Like, is everyone like that?
I
Like a
think
little
so.
chameleon?
Yeah, I think everyone's a little bit chameleon for sure, but I think it's just because everyone has different parts of their personality. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so I think either like certain people bring things out of you, and I don't think that it means that you like change who you are as
Mhm.
like at your core, but I think it just like they allow space for different parts of you to come out when you're with them. You know what I mean?
No, totally. I feel like that's why I like certain people. It's not even about them necessarily. It's like, oh, you make me feel like such a good person and such a funny person and fun to be around. And there are just people like that that I'm like, okay, now I want to be around you more because I like who I am when I'm with you. You know?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that sounds so selfish, actually. I'm like, I don't really care about you. I care about who I am when I'm with you.
But it's about me. No.
Maybe that's why I like being around you so much because I'm Little Miss Comedian with you.
You are so funny with me. No,
uh, I
but I
die.
was hilarious. I was cracking them up. Like they think I'm so funny. They all followed me on Instagram, and I'm like,
Oh my
oh
god.
gosh, you're about to be so disappointed. Like I am not funny.
No, the amount of people who have followed me because they meet me in real life and they're like, "Oh my god, you're great," and then they unfollow me so quick because they're like, "Ooh, this isn't what I signed up for." And I like try to add some humor to the page, but I'm like, I'm working here. This is my professional life.
Mommy's trying to make her bag. Okay. No, you are funny on your page though, for
I
sure.
I do. Yeah. I
Actually,
love
though,
posting funny videos.
it's more on your private story though. I'm sorry, but
No, my close friends pops the fuck off. Like people
yeah.
tell me all the time, they're like, just make videos or like post about what like you put on your close friends because like it's hilarious. I share like all the tea on there. But the thing is, you guys, I can't do that because I still care about what people think about me in real life. Like I can't go talk shit about someone publicly, but I can do it on my close friends.
Yeah, yeah. But your close friends is hilarious. So funny. That's why I was like, "What are you talking about? You're hilarious online." But that's what it is. Like on your close friends, I am dying. I am like, you have made me LOL on there. Like, if
That
you're
makes me
not,
so
if
happy.
you're not on Hannah's close friends, I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Yeah.
DM me if we're real friends. I'll add you. No, I've had people literally come up like family members too, and they're like, "I want to be on your close friends. How do I get on your close friends?" And they're like offended, and I'm like, "It's not for you," because like as funny as I am on there and I talk shit and I spill tea, I also talk about like my period a lot. Or like I talk about my ailment of the day or whatever. And I'm like, that's not for everyone. Like I
Well,
can't invite like my gorgeous cousin to that.
also, like, what if you want to talk about like your aunt that's pissing you off? Like, I feel like your close friends. See, here's the thing about close friends. It's like sometimes you don't want the closest people to you on there because you want to be able to like
Mm-hmm.
spill it out into the void,
Yeah,
but you don't want it to be the void of people who are going to be crazy, you know?
exactly.
Like you
Like there are things that I've been like, this could be for close friends or I could share it and I share it. And then people, they don't get it. They don't get my sarcasm. They don't get the humor. And I'm like, you know what? This isn't for you. We're going to keep this on close friends.
yeah.
But do you have Matt on your close friends?
No, but if I don't post on close friends though.
No.
I post on close friends like maybe like how often would you say once a month? Like maybe twice a month?
Yeah.
Like maybe
You should spill
less.
more tea there.
I know, but I'm bad at Instagram though. Instagram's been pissing me off lately. She's on my
Yeah.
shit list.
Yeah, she's back on mine.
How dare she?
I know. But no, I don't have John on my close friends and he's like kind of offended, but like I talk shit about him there too.
Yeah, no,
So
if I posted regularly, Matt would not be on there. Like absolutely not.
no way.
Actually,
Mm-mm.
he's not on my close friends. No, he's not to answer your question.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
You got to keep the husbands off the close friends so that you can spill
Complain.
tea about that. Like I like to talk about our fights on there.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to talk about our fight and then have him watch it.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. You want to like complain about your family, you want to complain about your husband, like, that's it's a safe space.
It's a safe space. Yeah. And if I ever have anyone like disagree with me on close friends, like removed, you're done. You're
Priv-
gone. This is not the place for your opinion. This is the place for my opinion.
Privilege is revoked.
So keep that in mind. If I ever add you,
Yeah.
don't tell me your opinion
Yeah.
unless you agree with me.
Then tell me how right I
Yeah.
am. I'm just kidding. But actually speaking of how funny I was in Bordeaux. Actually, it was all these people the people on our tour were all from Ireland. Besides one lady was from Texas. Anyways, this whole episode is about travel. So, cuz we are traveling girlies. We're just
Yeah,
girls of the world.
we're girls of the world. We're out there. We're doing the thing. We're seeing the people. We're eating the food,
That's
shopping
right.
the shops.
We're taking in the culture. We're
Culture.
just cultured.
Culture. We're cultured.
We're just experiencing things and realizing
Mhm.
things. In the great words of Kylie Jenner's like 19-year-old self.
Yeah.
We're just realizing things.
We're just like realizing things. Yeah, but we travel a lot. If you didn't
Mhm.
get that from
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that diatribe. So we want to talk to you guys about our, ways to travel hacks, like things we've learned in our like 30 something years on this earth. Like we are smart little cookies. Yeah. We're 30 somethings.
Mhm.
We don't know
Mhm.
which something though.
Yeah, and it's not for you to know, okay? You know?
No, it's not really for us to know either.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a minor detail. But yeah, I just got back from that trip, like I said earlier, and it was literally so much fun. I want to move to Paris. Like I was like, Matt, yeah, I'm not leaving. You can't make me.
And this was your first time in Paris, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it was my second time, but it was my first like real trip there. Like the only other time I had went, like I feel like doesn't count. I was only there for a couple hours, like passing through on like a big trip. It was like my first real big trip there and oh
Oh,
my gosh.
no, Paris is a dream. And it's such a livable city because
Yeah.
like people like roll into work at like 10 or 11, they leave at like 2 or 3. Like they like have a long lunch. Like they're just living like the life of leisure. Everything's pretty. I'm obsessed with Paris.
No, and everyone I had put my expectations like super low on Paris because everyone's like, it's so overrated. Like that's what everyone will tell
No.
you. And I'm like, what are people talking about? They're lying to you. I feel like
Yeah.
it's probably like, you know how everyone is like, don't move to Hawaii or like
Mhm.
don't visit Hawaii or whatever. Like the locals say that. Maybe the Parisians got pissed about people visiting, so they're like started the rumor or something.
Mhm.
I
No,
don't
they're
know.
trying to keep it all for themselves.
That's gotta be it
Yeah.
because like it is real. It's cliche or whatever, and every girl in America has their bedroom at some point or another themed as Paris. I didn't, but I swear I was like the only basic biatch in my group of friends growing up that didn't have their room themed as Paris at one point or another.
Yeah, it's not overrated. I mean, the people are so, shall we put it. I've come across some very, very sweet, nice people in Paris, and I've come across very mean people.
Yep.
So there's both.
Yeah, we didn't really find too many. Like, yeah, I knew people weren't going to be super friendly, so I already had that expectation. And we used to live in Seattle, and I don't know if you've ever spent a lot of time in the PNW or not. I know you have, Hannah, but like people are kind of
Mhm.
cold there too, and I found it like very similar vibes, you know?
Yeah.
So I like it didn't bother me.
And you know who's saying this about Parisian is like Midwesterners because everyone in the Midwest is like so nice and like so generous and like
They're like,
and
howdy,
then you go to
y'all.
Paris and you're like, oh, they're actually not super happy to see me. They must be horrible people. And it's like, maybe
No.
you're just used to like a really nice culture because, yeah, in San Francisco area too, like people aren't that nice.
Yeah, yeah. Like Northern California kind of has that same vibe. Like people aren't, and the South is like very friendly, which is where I'm from too. But that's just
Mm,
something that we adjusted to from moving around so much. Is like it's fine. People, it's not meant to offend you. Anyways, it's really awesome. Oh my gosh, like take me
uh,
back. Matt and I were like one of my best friends is. I almost said French.
Ranch.
French. I was mixing French and French
Fair. Fair.
is French and used to live in Paris, and I was like, why did you move? Like, oh my gosh, I couldn't. Like, Matt and I already looking up like apartments. We're like, should we just buy something here? Like,
Wait, I have to know, did you do any of my recommendations?
yes, I did some of them. I went to Cafe de Flore. I didn't like it, but I've heard people in my comments were saying that as of like 5 years ago or so, it went like really downhill or something.
Oh, you know what I was thinking too? Because I've been to Cafe de Flore a couple times. always had a great experience, but all I've gotten was like a croissant or like a croque madame and a coffee. And they do that great. But like we never got like the full meal there.
Yeah, yeah. Which I asked for a croissant. That's all I wanted to get there. I wanted to get like a croissant and some fruit. And they were like, because it was like 3, and they were like, oh, we stopped
Oh.
serving breakfast. And I'm like, you
Yeah,
don't
you
have,
gotta go for
but I'm like,
breakfast.
you guys don't got a croissant in there. Like, come
They
on.
probably sold out because it's like such a happening place. Also, do you want to know a fun fact about how I discovered Cafe de Flore? I
Hmm.
had never heard of it. And I literally stumbled upon it and was like, this is cute. And we like went and like sat in the front of the restaurant. And that was how I discovered it. And then everyone was like, yeah, it's a pretty famous place.
Oh yeah, that's like the most famous cafe. That's funny. Well, also, you want to know what happened to Matt and I was there was a long line out front, which that's like normal for them, which is fine.
Mhm.
So we were like standing in the long line and we are like, "Oh, yay, we're going to get like the prime time seat." Like the seat that was like facing the most beautiful architecture, like it was going to be great. So we're like waiting in line, and then they're like, okay, your turn. And we're like, yes. So we're walking to the seat. We're about to sit in it. We're jet lagged. This is the first day we get in. We're so excited. So we're walking up to the seat. This, I almost called her a dumb biatch. I will call her a dumb biatch because this dumb biatch was sitting in the seat next to the empty, that was the primetime seat. And she was like, grabbed the waiter and was like, hey, and whisper something to him just as we're about to sit down. Oh, wait, no, sorry. And this is all in French, so we are dumb Americans and don't know what's going on. And they're like, oh, sorry, we're going to have to take you to a different seat. They ordered too much food for their table, so they need the table for their extra food. And I'm like,
Excuse me?
so we had to go be sat like around the corner where we had no view in like one of the shittiest seats. And imagine you're waiting in line for forever, and then you come to find out, like, you see it happening, like, oh my gosh, the prime time seat is
Oh
about to get up and
no.
you're about to get it. And then you walk up to the seat. Imagine the letdown.
That is so sad. Because that's the whole thing about Cafe de Flore. You got to go sit in the front and have the cute little like view and just like sip your coffee, which I have the cutest picture from like 5 years ago, by the way. But that is so sad.
I know, I know. I was so mad at that girl.
Oh,
I was like fuming when when we had to sit, not at the restaurant, but like I was like, how rude of a girl, because they could have
yeah.
pulled. There was like also like these taller stools that they had for other people who, like, if your party was bigger. And I was like, why not just stack 2 of these? That there were so many extra of them, and put all like that could have been fine. And I was just like, in this sounds so bad.
See,
I was like, in America, they would never let you take the prime time seat for an extra table. You know what I
yeah.
mean? They just
But
would.
no, that's what I mean by like French people. Like that is such a French person thing. Like I'm sure she saw you guys coming and they can just tell you're not French. And she was probably like, I don't want them here. Which is odd to go to Cafe de Flore when it's like such a touristy place. But I'm like sure that's what happened
Uh huh.
because
She
yeah,
was French, but she
Parisian.
was speaking in French.
But it's so funny because the first time I went there, which was in I don't even remember the first it was a while ago, but the first time I went there, John and I just like walked up and sat at a table
Ugh,
and that was it.
that's
And then
it.
they just like came and took our order and we just like chose our table, but it's never been that busy when I've gone there and I feel like it really must have like popped off in the last like 5 years.
Yeah, I think also Emily in Paris went there.
Oh, that'll do it.
No, well, okay, so I tried to go to a few different ones, and most of them, everyone I stumbled upon did not have food. They only had the macaroons. Yeah, because it's like primarily like
Yeah.
macaroons and pastries.
Mhm.
But like, I was like, oh, Luderay. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but and I don't say anything right, by the way. So like, don't crucify me. But I was like, Hannah said we have to go here and get the fruit plate, and they were all. I would walk up in there like, oh, weird, the macaroons, the
But
pastry.
usually they have like a dining room where you can go and like eat and sit down. That's where you have to go.
Oh, I don't think we were near like the ones, which I only
Oh.
tried like 2 different ones. They're like everywhere.
All right, what else did you do from my list?
Um, I think that was the only two things that I was like, okay, I have to do
Rude.
these two things. I'm sorry.
Well, if you're listening and you're going to Paris, on hannahleelifestyle.com, which is my website, I have a ton of city guides, and the Paris one is so good. So good. Like, you have to do everything. Tori didn't, so do it
I'm
for her.
sorry. It was a very short trip.
I know. It's short.
We got in, did like the Louvre, which people are making fun of me for saying that wrong. I say everything wrong.
The Louvre. That's how you say it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you're good.
that's right. And we saw the Mona Lisa. That was crazy. People were like throwing elbows. Like it was
Yeah. People go
insane.
freaking hard for that girl.
Like you would have thought it was Beyonce or Taylor Swift. Like crazy. I was like, what do you think she thinks? Like Mona Lisa herself. Like, do you think
Right?
she would be like,
She's like, hey, fan behavior.
yeah, like calm down. I just
And
need,
it's so small too. So like you really have to like get up there in order to see anything.
yeah. But it was a little bit bigger than I thought that it was gonna be. Oh, I mean, it's small, but everyone says it's so small. So in my head, I had mentally prepared myself for like a 5x8. That's what I
Five
thought.
by seven photo.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was gonna be like this 5x7. We're gonna have to get up there with our like binoculars and like zoom in on.
Binoculars.
And I walk in and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it isn't like huge, but like, yeah,
Well,
but
the rest of us think it's gonna be like,
yeah,
huge. And so when we see it and it's like, meh, meh, like it's like 8 by 10, right?
I think it's a little bigger than that, but not much,
Yeah.
not much, but
11 by
barely.
14.
Yeah, probably that. But oh my gosh, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, because I was expecting like a photo.
Yeah.
Just because I'd
Totally.
heard that so much that it was a lot smaller, because it is.
Yeah.
That was really fun. And then, oh, and we went to this place called La Avenue, which we got duped. Did I tell you that yet?
No.
Okay,
We've been
so
saving like all stories for the pod.
yeah, we have. But so I freaking this is our own fault, but Matt and I wanted to go to this place called La Avenue because my friend Monique, one of my very best friends, she is the one who's from Paris. She's French. Anyway, she's a girl of the world as well. She's an international girl. And she used to live there. And she's like used to work in fashion, and she's like, this is where all like the celebrities go, blah blah blah. It's really cool. So we're like, okay, cool. And we noticed that it was like right by our hotel. So I was like, oh, Matt, that's the place that she was telling us that we should go to. And she said it was in walking distance of our hotel. And I was like, wow, it's very close. So she said they have really good fries there. So we like went, and Matt was like, this just does not seem right. He's like, I just could not see like Kim Kardashian and Rihanna like coming here. Because it was nice, but it wasn't anything to write home about. And I was like, I don't know. Yeah. And then we like looked, and then I looked it up after we were sitting at this place and eating. And I was like, this is the wrong place. Because
Oh no.
yeah, in French, like so many things are called the same thing, and they're like, might be slightly off, like, but it's like the
Mhm.
same name for a lot of different things. But we did right the wrong and go to the real place like the next day or so. And oh my gosh, it was so cool. Like,
Oh.
there was just models and like really
Oh
cool
my
like
god.
famous people everywhere, like in
Oh.
the, which I don't know if they were like famous, but they looked like they were in the entertainment industry, just dress or fashion
Oh my
industry,
god.
dressed so cool. And they sat Matt and I in like this really cool like swanky like booth where we could see everyone walking in and walking out. And Matt and I were just like drinking, and they have the best fries there. We ordered some oysters, and we were just people watching, and we were just there, and we could just sat there for hours and hours,
Oh
and
my
we did.
god.
And that's why I got like no sleep the night before we went to Bordeaux.
Did you not feel like intimidating or like intimidated being around like all those cool people in Paris?
I don't know.
I
Um,
always feel a little intimidated. I'm like, oh, especially the French, like they dress just impeccably. And I'm like wearing the things that I thought were the cutest things in my closet. And then I like show up and I'm like, oh, I look like a garbage truck.
I will say I was like, damn, I should have worn my hair down. I did have that thought. Um, but anytime I feel like that about myself for a half second, I'm always like, nope. you look so cute. Look at this dress. Like, da, da, da.
Yeah.
And I just like mind over matter myself and remind myself that I do have like it'll sneak up on me for like a
Mhm.
split second and then I'll be like, No,
I'll just be
absolutely not."
like, "Oh, I guess I'm cute back home though." That's okay. I don't have to be cute here too.
Like, no, I'm like a Paris 2, but I'm
Yeah, exactly. California 6, Paris 2, Midwest 10. And that's okay.
You're so funny. That is
And that's
not
on
true.
growth.
No, that is not true. But no, it was so cool though. And then we went to the Bordeaux, which we almost didn't make the train. We had to wake up and leave our freaking hotel at like 5 o'clock in the morning or four or
Ouch.
something. Because it's only I love bullet trains. Why don't we have them in the US? Like, can
We
you
really
imagine?
should. I know. Europe has the best trains.
Like, imagine because it was a 7 hour. It's 7 hours to go from like Paris to Bordeaux, but on a
7.
bullet train it's 2 hours. So we took the bullet train that morning. That's how we were able to do our tour.
France
But
is such a small country, though. How is anything 7 hours away?
I don't know, but it is. But
Wow.
imagine in the US if you could take a 7 hour drive and make it 2 hours. Like, think about you could go to Santa Barbara, which is only how far away is Santa Barbara?
4 to 5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine you could do that in like an hour.
No, but you know they're working on that, right?
Really?
Yeah, San Francisco to LA.
Wouldn't that be so cool?
That would, yeah, I'm like patiently waiting. I'm like, I'll be here forever. So let me know when you're ready and I'll be on your train and I'll be an influencer for it. And I'll tell everyone to take your train.
Yeah, like sign me up. But imagine if they just had that all over the US. Like, people would travel so much more.
I know.
Matt was
I
saying he
know.
doesn't think that they do that like on purpose. Like, he thinks that like because if you think about it, like governments are so set up like by state, and like you get funding for things like by state and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's like by design. But anyways, I wanted to talk about your upcoming travel that you have.
Yeah. So I was contacted by my bestie Faye, who lives in London, and she said, "Hey Hannah, my friend just dropped out of the Eras tour. Like, not being in the Eras tour, but like going to the Eras tour. She's like, I have VIP floor tickets and no one to go with. Do you want to come?" And I was like, let me think about this for a minute. Yeah, I do. So literally bought tickets to London, like ASAP. So I leave next week, and I'm sure by the time this airs, I'm already going to be back, and you guys will have seen all about this. But like, I am first flying to Minnesota because John's cousin is getting married. And I'm so excited for that because I'm going to have like a classic Minnesota like pontoon day. And I'm also going to the Great Mall of America, which I'm so excited for.
Wow.
I'm sure everyone knows about the Mall of America. I'm the only one who didn't know this, but they have like a theme park, they have
Mhm.
roller coasters, they have like so much. So we've dedicated like a whole day to doing Mall of America. And then the next day I fly from Minnesota to London and John flies home. And we are going to the June 21st Eras tour. We're planning to leave the house at 7 a.m. So we can get like a really good spot in line. I think London's going to be crazy. And hopefully, I'm going to be right there at the stage smiling at Miss Swift herself. I'm so excited. It hurts. I'm like currently like making friendship bracelets and planning my outfit, which like you guys are going to be probably disappointed in my outfit because I'm honestly going for comfort this time. Like I was so cute when I went to Eras Tour in California last year, but now I'm going for comfort. But I'm just so excited. I love London. I love Faye. I get to stay with her, so that's like super convenient. But yeah, it's just like a spontaneous, fun little Europe trip, which I am so excited for. And past Hannah would not have been that spontaneous, but I just like, life is short. You got to just like go see the Taylor Swift.
No, I'm so excited for you. Like, yay! You should go
I
out
know.
to the cat. What's that place? Cat Teals.
Cotswold? Cotswolds?
Yes, you should do that after
Oh
the.
my gosh. So I just found out I've been there. So the Cotswolds are like really big apparently. And my friend Faye sent me this video where in the video they went to Soho Farmhouse, which I went with her, and it's like the most luxurious, like members only retreat. And that's apparently in the Cotswolds. And I had no
Oh,
idea.
oh, that's funny. Well, I mean, still like the European summer vibes. I feel like that's like a prime time.
I know. The sad part is like it's such a short trip. Like we have 2 full days together before the concert day and then 2 full days after, and then I fly home. So it's like we wanted to do so much. I wanted to go to Amsterdam with her. Like it's just like it's hard doing short trips to Europe because there's so many options. Like there's so many places to go. There's endless things to do. Whereas like here in California, I'm like, okay, I can drive 7 hours to LA
Or you can
and that's
go.
it.
No, you can go to wine country near you.
Yeah, if I want to spend like $1 million.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, oh my gosh. So do you know Soho House?
Yeah. I've been
Yeah.
thinking about
So
if I ever make it big, I'm gonna become a member.
So Faye's a member. We should honestly do a London trip together because you would love Faye and she's a member of Soho House. So like I've been to like so many now. Like I've been to the Miami one, I've been to a shit ton in London, and then I've been to Soho Farmhouse. And Soho Farmhouse is literally where Kourtney Kardashian had her honeymoon.
Oh, that's so cool.
I took
I
a photo in the same spot as her and I was like, wow, look at me.
I'm a Kardashian, Hannah
I'm a Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Anna Kardashian.
I've been to the one in Brooklyn, which was really,
Ooh.
but that's the only one I've been to, and I wasn't there very long.
They're so nice, but they're also so uppity. Like, I don't think I could ever be a member because they're just like pretentious.
Well, I think it would be cool to like bring my computer and do work there, you know?
Yeah.
I love
But
to
like,
do work from places, so I feel like that would be like a
no, that
dream
would be
job.
good. And I feel like you are bougie enough because for me, I'm so cheap. I'm like, okay, so I'm paying this like high membership fee and then nothing's free. Like, I
Yeah.
then have to pay for everything there. Wait, I just had a memory too of when I went to the Soho House in Miami. And this is what like turned me off so much. They okay, Miami vibes. You know, Miami people are so freaking pretentious and like so rude, honestly. And so we went to the Soho House in Miami. Faye got us all in. We went to get chairs around the pool, and they literally told us we had to share one chair for the four of us.
Why?
They were like, it just gets too busy. I'm like, no one's here right now. So early bird gets the worm, right? So they ended up giving us, yeah, we had one like day bed that was probably a good size for two people, and we all four had to share it. So we kept like taking turns like in the shade and taking turns laying down, and it was like ridiculous. And so I'm like, okay, you're going to pay a membership to go to a place and then be treated like shit, honestly.
Yeah, and it's expensive.
It's expensive. It's so expensive. So I actually kind of hate Soho House. Like now that we've had this whole conversation, I'm like, oh, it's so nice, but also I actually hate it there because I don't feel like an equal.
I heard that Malibu Soho House is really cool though. It just opened. I have never been
Yeah,
there.
but I bet you're not allowed to have your own chair there either.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. And
That's
then everything's so expensive. If you want to eat, it's like $35 for a burger. Like it's crazy. Yeah. I'm actually just realizing how much I hate them.
yeah. Take back what I said. They suck.
Yeah. But I do like Soho Farmhouse, but they have a rule that you're not allowed to take videos or pictures.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's in every Soho House
Oh,
though.
is it?
Yeah, you're not
That is
allowed. You're not
wild.
supposed to do that. That before we walked in, I heard my friend's friend Nate was like, "You're not allowed to take any videos or photos, just to let y'all know." He's like, "And
Yeah.
please don't, because then I will like get kicked out of my."
No, I like got yelled at Soho House or Soho Farmhouse for taking a picture of my food. And they were like, ma'am, please put your phone away. No photos. I was like, of my food. Like, so now, okay, you're paying a massive membership fee to go to a place where you're not allowed to take pictures or videos, where you're not allowed to have your own chair by the pool, and you have to pay for everything. Literally, this sounds horrible.
But anyways, also do we have any other travel coming up? Oh, you're coming to see me?
I'm going to Boston. It's my first time. I mean, I've been there, but I just drove through it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a New England girl summer.
Yes, I'm so excited. We're going to hang out with MJ.
Yeah, Katie's mom.
Mhm. And Katie's mom, Peggy. All our little Boston friends. Yeah, and we're going to go to Nantucket for a night, which I'm so excited for.
It's gonna be so fun.
Ah,
Oh, I'm so excited. We might go up to Portland, Maine. Or else we're gonna go to Salem.
yeah, I'm really excited. I just like, I want to spend so much time in that area. Like, I'm so jealous that you get to live there right now and just like visit all these places because it is freaking expensive there.
Yeah. No, Matt and I were actually talking, and our rent here is right now one of the most expensive that we paid. We're paying as much now as we
Ooh,
used to pay in Santa Barbara, California, which
that's
is
insane.
crazy. And it's not even like anything like our place in Santa Barbara was really cool. This
Yeah.
place, it's not bad, but it's not great. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
nice. It's updated, it's nice, but it's not like on this mountaintop in Santa Barbara like our place was, you know? So
Yeah.
like doesn't
That's
make
so wild.
make it make sense. But it's still like a really cool experience to get to be here for the time being, you know.
Totally. Yeah. I am so excited to experience that. And then let's see, that's going to be my next trip. And then I'm going to San Diego for a week for funsies with John. I love San Diego so much. And we're staying in North Park. Is that what it's called?
Cool. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I love North Park
Me
so much.
too.
Best tacos I've ever had, North Park. Best
I
shopping.
I love San Diego. Have you ever been to Oceanside, San
Yeah.
Diego?
Hmm.
Um, so if you
So cute.
have time, I would recommend, and I don't know if this is even like in your world of possibilities, but Matt and I used to live in Oceanside, and there's this like brand new hotel that they built, and it's under the like Hyatt umbrellas, but it's called the Seabird. No, it's not the Seabird, it's the one right next to it. They're two right next to each other, but it has such an amazing rooftop pool,
Oh,
and like Matt and I stayed there like a year ago for his birthday. Oh my gosh, we just hung out up there and like got drinks at their like bougie bar and just like
I
stayed there.
need that.
It was their rooftop bar up there is like my favorite, and they have really good tacos. It has the Tory stamp of approval, which you know I'm a
Okay,
bougie girl.
incredible.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I'm looking it up. It's immaculate.
yeah, it's so good. The rooftop
Oh,
too, so good.
it's happening. It's happening. But we got like the cutest little Airbnb. Like I splurged on it a little bit, but it's like so cute. Like little cottage vibes in North Beach or North Park and like a little like garden. And I wish you could come because
Oh,
it's so cute.
I would love, love. That sounds like such a
I
blast.
know. So yeah, we're doing that. And then the next trip after that is Hawaii for 2 weeks, which is, my favorite place on this planet. But we usually go with my family, which like that's great, family time. But also this time we were like, we really want some solo time in Hawaii because it's always family time. So John and I are doing a new island by ourselves for a week, and it's kind of for our 30th birthdays because spoiler alert, we both are turning 30 this year. I already turned 30. He turns 30 this month. And we were like, let's do a trip. So now we're going to Kauai for a week together and having like a romantic like getaway and then flying to the Big Island to meet up with my family and have some family time. So I think that's going to be a much better balance.
Oh, that'll be so fun.
I'm so excited. Just like be a mermaid.
Oh, the best. That's so freaking exciting. Yeah, what a great summer. The only other trip that I have like solidified right now is going to New York. We're going to New
Love
York
it.
like in at the end of this month. I
Fun.
oh wait, no, that's not true. I'm going to Seattle in like a week.
Oh yeah, duh.
I forgot about that. I'm going to Seattle in like a week, and then at the end, and then like a week after that, I'm going to New York. In July, I really am trying to manifest like a last minute like European situation. So
I love it. You should do like Greece or Portugal or something or Croatia.
I really want to go to Greece. I freaking love Portugal. That's one of my favorite places I've ever been. Is
Oh
Portugal.
wow.
Matt and I went to the Algarves like 2 years
Yeah,
ago, and it was like my favorite
so
trip.
good.
But but I really want to do Greece. I've never been to Greece, and it's like high on my
Oh,
list. I
Greece is my favorite place.
really, oh, I want to do
I mean,
Greece.
that's where I got engaged.
Oh, I thought you got
Such-
engaged in Paris for some reason.
No, I got engaged on Milos, the island in Greece, and then he took me to Paris to shop for the ring.
Oh, that's so sweet.
The
That's so
best.
sweet. That's
We
so
love our John. We love John.
yes. But also,
Yeah.
guys, I know we've been just like talking about ourselves this whole episode, but I did want to say like it's so important to travel. Like it's the only thing you can spend money on that like makes you richer and like
Hmm.
and like broadens your perspective and your mind and makes you think about so many other people other than yourselves and just like so many other things like and realize like that you're really just one tiny little person on the earth
Yeah.
and like makes you feel small and in the best way and it's the one thing you can spend money on that makes you richer. So I don't know, I just hope that you realize the importance of it and really make
Makes you richer, but also makes you poorer. And like I do want to acknowledge that travel is really expensive.
yeah.
And like I remember being in my early 20s and traveling so much and people were like, "How are you traveling so much?" And I was like, "I'm spending every cent I make on travel cuz like this is what I want to do right now." And I think what I discovered is travel is all about priorities
Mhm.
because obviously if you're like struggling to buy groceries, like, don't go spend all your money on a trip. But if you have a little extra money, then there are ways to like travel inexpensively or pick places that are a lot less expensive to go, like parts of like Southeast Asia, super inexpensive, Bali, Thailand, Vietnam, like those places you can get like pretty cheap plane tickets if you're, willing to sit in economy. And then when you get there, like everything is like $1. So there are just so many places that you can choose that are less expensive. But I do want to acknowledge that like travel is super important and fulfilling and enriching, but like it's not for everyone if you can't afford it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally. If there are ways, like if you feel like, oh, this is just impossible, like you can there are ways like to figure it out as well. Like and it and also sometimes there's not. Like sometimes you just it's just out of the cards for you and that's fine. Like you don't have to, do that. But if it's in your heart and your mind to do that, then and you really want to figure this out, there are options out there. Like Hannah was saying, flying economy, which I fly economy every single time.
Yeah, me too.
Um, or credit card hacking and like which is something Matt and I do all the time is like where you have a credit card that racks up points and you can cash the points in for plane tickets and they have like normally sign on bonuses. My friend Janelle on a jet, shout out to her, go follow her on TikTok. She has a plethora of videos that like deep dive into what credit cards you need to get and you can essentially travel for free doing that. So if
Hmm.
you're like smart about it and you feel like you don't have the money to do it, then you can do something like that. There's also work programs where you can work in other countries um, for like multiple days and then you're in the other country and they're giving you free room and board. So there's things like that out
Hmm.
there that I would look into if, you didn't have the option to just like book a trip and go.
Yeah, I also recommend traveling in the off season. So like I would like going to Europe in June for me is so off brand. I don't think I've ever been to Europe in the summer, and I will never, like, except for, Eras tour. But travel, like, go to Europe in like March, April. Like, no one's going to be there. Prices are cheaper. It's so much easier. Bella, my fucking dog. um, it's just so much easier to like get good prices on things. I wouldn't go to like Greece in December because everything's going to be closed, but like, yeah, go in the off season. And then my other tip is to work with a travel agent, because this is like a life hack or a travel hack that I learned recently, that travel agents can get you so much free stuff. They can get you better prices. They can get you upgraded, and it costs you nothing to use a travel agent to book your stuff.
Really? Because I recently had one reach out to me and she was like, it would be $150 for my time.
That sounds like a scam,
Right?
because the
And
way
I was
that
like, I heard it was free.
yeah, no, the way that they get paid is like through the hotel, like recommending hotels and like sending people. So like for me, I work with luxury travel hackers a lot, and I'm like an influencer with them, so I have like my own travel page with them if you guys want to check it out. Um and they will like go and book things for me that I was already going to book, and then they get me free upgrades, and they get paid like through the hotels. So it's great. Like, people don't know about this. But
Mhm.
if your travel agent's trying to tell you that they charge a fee, that's a scam.
No, totally. Matt and I always say we're off-season travelers. Like
Mhm.
this even trip to Paris was like a little closer to, and normally we like to travel. We will typically do like a Europe trip in early May. Our birthdays are around there. And if you
Love
go to
it.
Europe in early May, it's the
It's
best
perfect.
time. It's like right before the season starts, but everything is open. They're fully staffed, ready for it.
Mhm.
No one's there. It's like perfect. Yeah.
Also, like, it gets so hot in the summer.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know if you guys follow Kelsey Kotzer. Do you, Tori?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see? It was either last summer or the summer before. She went on this like hot girl European summer, and she got such bad heat stroke that she literally had to fly home and like cancel the rest of her trip.
No, I didn't see that though. I don't
'Cause
follow so closely.
yeah, no, there's like no AC anywhere, and you're walking like crazy. So they just like are not prepared for the hot temps, which is funny because it gets hot there like every summer. But so if you're traveling to Europe in the summer, it's going to be hot as fuck, expensive as fuck, and there's going to be kids everywhere. So like, don't go in the summer.
Yeah.
Another trick that I use that I honestly don't know if this does anything, if it's like a conspiracy, but I always look at flights on incognito mode on my browser,
Hmm.
because I've heard that if you are like looking up flights a lot, they'll just start to like bump up the price like every time you look, so that you'll like panic and be like, "Oh no, it's getting more expensive. I have to buy my plane ticket now." So if you look on incognito mode, then they like don't know that you're searching for these flights, and you can like keep an eye on it like kind of secretly.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard that. Matt does
Mhm.
that every time he looks up flights incognito mode. Definitely. And I've heard that Tuesdays are the cheapest days to book.
I've heard that too, but
I don't
I
really
don't know
know.
if there's any factuality behind that.
No, I agree. But 6 weeks out too is a really good time to book plane tickets.
And
Just
Tori, what are your like favorite credit cards for points? Because I know like we're both big credit card girlies.
hmm. So for points, Matt really likes the Capital One, the blue
Mm,
Venture X, the blue one. But Matt really likes the Chase
yeah.
Sapphire. He thinks that that one just racks up points like without even thinking of it. But the Amex Gold card we use a lot for restaurants and for grocery shopping because it gets 4 times the points.
Oh,
But
nice.
I'm a lounge girl and like I have to have lounge access. Like I just have to. Like I did it once, and once you have a card that has it, like you just like will not go back. So we have the Amex what is it? The Amex Platinum, and it has lounge access. So we use that one for lounge access only, and we got a really good sign on bonus whenever we got it.
Mhm.
but it's mostly that one doesn't really get like good points at all. You're paying for the lounge access. It does have really good like perks. Like there's an Uber credit a month. It's free global entry, free or like it's like $50 to Saks a month. But
So we got that card. We got the Amex Platinum for like 1 year. If you guys don't know, it's like $700 a year to have this
mhm,
card.
mhm.
Um, every freaking lounge we tried to go to was closed. Like for an entire year, every time we travel, we wouldn't be able to get into the lounge. So I
That's
was like,
crazy.
what is the freaking point? And like, we also have the Chase Sapphire, and like, that's like our ride or die credit card. And we were just like getting so many more like perks through that than we were the Amex. And I was like, what a waste of money. Like,
Yeah. Well,
nothing
if you
worked.
weren't ever able to go into a lounge, I would be so pissed.
Like the reason was most of them were like under construction. So like one time I tried to go to the Centurion Lounge at SFO and they were like, "Sorry, we're under construction, but we're giving out these like sandwiches." And
Mm,
they gave us like a little sandwich and I was like, "Okay." And like that just kept happening. So that is like so frustrating.
No, I'd be so mad. I did just go to the Centurion Lounge in FSO though, and it was really nice.
FSO.
Did I say that wrong? I probably did. But
Yeah, well, probably because it's brand new and I wasn't able to go in it when it was under construction.
yeah, it's big. But
But I
um
love the Chase Sapphire.
yeah, I really what I love about the Amex one is that you get into that lounge, and if you're flying Delta, you can get into the Delta lounges. They just changed it where you can only get into 6 a year, but that's fine because like I probably fly Delta 6 times a year, so it like
Mm.
works out. And other times a year, I'm flying other airlines, so
Yeah.
it just
Yeah. Do your research on it if you're looking for a credit card. Like, we, didn't use all the perks of the Amex Platinum. Like, if you are actively using all the perks and you like travel a lot and you do Uber a lot, then it's like worth it. Then it pays for itself. But we just weren't. And so the Chase Sapphire is just so much less expensive. We
mhm.
get such good points on it. It like always pays for either our flight or our hotel or our rental car or whatever we need for all of our trips. And you just rack up the
Yeah,
points. It's
yeah.
really nice.
I will
I don't know.
say the Chase Sapphire preferred Chase lounges are amazing. There's one in the Boston airport,
Oh,
and you get in for free your first time with the Amex card. But after
oh.
that, you have to pay $75 every time
Wait, with the Chase card or the Amex
with
card?
the Amex card.
Oh,
But
wait, it's a Chase lounge?
yeah, but with the Chase card, you get in for free. They have them, but they're not in that many airports. Is the only thing.
Wait, you said with the Amex card you get in for free.
One time. And then
Oh,
after that, you have to pay $75 each time. But Matt and I have done it twice, 2 other times because it's such a good lounge.
wait, so if I have a Chase card, can I get in for free?
Which one do you have again?
The Chase Sapphire preferred?
It's the one that's like a $500 annual fee. That's the one that gets into that lounge. The one
Okay,
that
I'll have
Matt
to look that up.
the one that Matt has, the cheaper one is not doesn't get have a
I
lounge.
feel like we probably have the cheaper one, knowing us.
But we have thought about getting that card just for the time being living in Boston because that lounge. But there's just not that many of them. There's like Amex lounges are everywhere, so that's why we
Yeah.
wouldn't switch. But if you live in a place that has a Chase, like your home airport has a Chase lounge, then we would switch 100%.
Gotcha.
We'd be switching it so bad.
But yeah, travel hacking, credit card hacking, like don't go into debt for it. But if you're going to be spending money anyway, like this is what we do. We just like, we put everything on our credit card. And then when we get our paychecks, we pay it off right away. And
Yeah,
like
yeah. Matt and I
live within our means.
yeah, we treat our credit cards like debit cards
Yeah. Hmm.
and then just rack up the points.
Yeah. And that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if so, don't feel pressure from us.
No,
But
no.
we love traveling and we love finding ways to make it accessible because obviously it is a very expensive hobby to have.
Anyways, I feel like we have been yapping and yapping.
Yeah, no, we've been yapping. And I can't wait to tell you guys like all about our travel this summer because I feel like we both have a lot and we're totally going to podcast from Boston when I'm there IRL. So stay tuned for that. But yeah. All right. Well, you guys know where you can follow us. Internet Girlz Pod with Girls with a Z on Instagram and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts and find us on YouTube if you want to watch our gorgeous faces. But with that, Torri, Internet Girls,
Out.
out. Bye-bye.